morning, everybody. I'm Coach Nick from MAAA Marketing, MAAA Kickboxing. I'm taking a walk right now in downtown Fort Lauderdale Beach. It's absolutely beautiful. It's about 81 degrees. We're ready for Christmas. We've got our little sandmen, I guess you'd call them, because they're not snowmen. So anyway, just wanted to discuss a little bit about getting the deck stacked in favor of our businesses. I'm going to just wait a few seconds until some more people show up, show you about a little bit of a beach area, and then we'll start to get right into some tips that I think will be pretty helpful for all of you. The snowbirds are starting to come down, so we're getting a little bit of traffic, so I'm just going to wait until traffic clears up and get us across, and then start talking about the tips that I have for you to help you with your business, okay? I hope you're enjoying the view. It's absolutely beautiful. Again, if you're just joining us, it's about 81 degrees. We're in Fort Lauderdale Beach. We're going to be discussing how to stack the deck in favor of your business so you guys can increase your profits and grow, okay? And this will start as soon as I cross over, and we'll start discussing. All right, so what do I mean by stacking the deck in favor of your business? Well, number one, taking action, right? One of the things that I find is that a lot of people get stuck basically not moving forward if they find an immediate stumbling block to what's going on. So they get stuck on not moving forward. Let me give you more tangible examples of what I'm talking about. So for instance, you have a situation where you run some kind of a promotion. Let's say it's a Facebook advertisement, and you either have success with it or you don't have success with it. If you have success with it, fantastic. You have taken the first step in pulling the trigger to start marketing yourself and to start growing your business and doing what you need to do to drive traffic to hopefully a sales funnel so that you can grow your business. But what oftentimes happens is if you do some marketing and the advertisement does not quote unquote work, and that's a loaded statement. Not working is very much a loaded statement in the sense that just because you may not have sold a promotion that particular moment doesn't mean that the marketing didn't work. And I think the true issue here is that people get confused between marketing and selling. Marketing and selling. Selling is a subset of marketing. Marketing is the overview, right? So basically what I mean by that is marketing is actually getting people to know your business, understand your business, be aware that your business exists. It's not the actual, it's not necessarily the actual selling whatever you're offering, right? That's only a subset of marketing, okay? That comes at the end. You need to work your audience, get your people enthusiastic about who you are. Even before that, you got to get people to know who you are, right? Because especially if you're doing internet marketing, most people don't know you from a hole in the wall. So if you think that you're going to put a Facebook ad and have mediocre results or no results at all, and you should quit, and that's the wrong way to do it. Save your money. Don't invest in doing that type of marketing. That would be a foolish move on your part to give up like that, right? Because the fact of the matter is marketing is a process. It's an ongoing process of nurturing people, getting people to, first of all, know who you are, understand what you have to offer, distinguish yourself from other people, and then taking the next step to start nurturing these people to actually become clients. Very rarely are people going to become clients right off the bat. It's just not the way things happen, okay? Are there people that pull the trigger and sign up for a promotion first time around? Sure, of course there are. Is that the norm of what people do? Typically not, okay? Especially when it comes to the internet. Think about how people purchase on the internet, okay? And when you start thinking about how people purchase on the internet, you could start to determine a strategy that will actually work, right? One of the things that people do is they visit different types of websites, and if they're visiting different types of websites, they're going to be interacting with the internet from a different perspective, right? So, for example, if they're going to Google to run a Google search, they're probably pretty sure that they're interested in doing whatever they're looking for on Google. So if they're looking for a martial arts school on Google, they're pretty close to pulling the trigger to go and move forward with taking classes at a particular martial arts school because they're going into a search engine specifically searching for it. Now, does it mean that they're pulling the trigger immediately? Maybe not, but they're pretty damn close, okay? If, on the other hand, they're on social media, their level of engagement, their level of enthusiasm may not be as intense or as ripe or as nurtured as the people that are going on to Google to try to find a martial arts school. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Facebook is a bad medium. In fact, Facebook is a tremendous medium for generating leads and growing your business. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But the one thing that I want to share with you is that you have to understand the medium that you're dealing with, the level of interest and enthusiasm that exists with your market, and how can you provide them with enough value that they're going to pull the trigger. It's a lot more important when you're digitally marketing. It's a lot more important than regular marketing, regular traditional style marketing that we used to do in the old days, okay? So we have to get the people engaged. And one of the ways to do that is to make sure that you have a presence on the internet. And one of the best ways to do that is to utilize social media, okay? And in many instances, social media is a relatively inexpensive way to get engagement through social media to get in touch with potential clients, right? So certainly Facebook pages, Facebook groups, Twitter is also pretty damn good, and Instagram, don't sleep on it. Instagram is pretty powerful as well, okay? It's growing very rapidly, and the good thing about platforms like Instagram and Twitter is that a lot of people are not pulling the trigger on that. Now here's another option as well when it comes to search engines. Obviously, the 800-pound gorilla is definitely going to be Google, right? So most people will, if they're searching for anything, will go to Google first. We know that, okay? Well over 60% of all searches are done on Google. But about 1/3 of searches are actually done on Bing, all right? That's right, Bing. So 1 out of 3 people run their searches not on Google, but actually on Bing. And you don't really hear too many people talking about advertising on Bing. And Bing has, generally speaking, lower cost per clicks, and is also another viable option. Now, is it as powerful as Google? Probably not. But here's the thing, right? It may not be as powerful as Google, but it's also not as expensive, right? So you can certainly find a happy balance by doing that. But let's focus more on what to do with social media, right? One of the things that you want to do is you don't want to perpetually try to sell, right? Because it becomes too spammy. What you want to do is you want to develop a rapport, a relationship with the people that are finding you on the internet. You want to personalize who you are and what you're about, okay? Social media is very powerful in that. If you try to simply constantly just promote self-promotions, it gets really very spammy. People get turned off by it. And in fact, what ends up happening is you start having less and less people following you, and you actually end up doing the opposite of what you were trying to do, which is you start attracting less people to your business rather than growing your business, okay? So spend the time in creating a plan on how to do your reach out through social media so that you can actually have a positive experience in getting people to know you, getting people to follow you, getting people to share your content. And by the way, if you're liking what you're hearing, do me a favor, share the content, because it helps my business out and I appreciate that. But as I was saying, you want people to be engaged, you want them to become enthusiastic. And the thing about social media is it has a multiplier effect in it. It has a multiplier effect in the sense that you're reaching tens of thousands of people potentially as you start to grow your reach, okay? So a couple of tips. Number one, you don't have a Facebook page already. You need to have a Facebook page, okay? And that's not a profile page. Profile page is your personal profile page, and it doesn't have any of the features that allows you to market and really work your audience, okay? So if you think that you're going to set up a profile page, which I've seen a lot of people do, and call it ABC Martial Arts, and it's actually a personal profile rather than a business page, and you're not going to bother to try to get people to follow you by liking your page and so on and so forth, you're wasting your time, okay? In fact, all you're doing is you're sending people to a personal profile, and it's basically going to do nothing for you. Okay, so let's not do it the wrong way. It also looks really unprofessional. Okay, here's the other thing. Okay, if you don't have a Facebook page, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it. I mean, it costs nothing. Okay, and not only does it cost nothing, it's an extremely powerful tool, and it's pretty much a gateway to generating a lot of leads. Now, here's the other thing. Okay, you got to start spending money on advertising. You got to set up a budget and spend money on advertising. And you know what? There's no perfect advertisement. There's just advertisement that's better, right? So yeah, certainly if you start your advertising and you don't really know what you're doing, you're gonna not have, generally speaking, as good of results as you would if you were a little bit more experienced with doing the advertising. Okay? Well, look, that's understandable, but that doesn't mean you give up, right? Most of you out there are black belts in your particular martial arts. You wouldn't have been black belts if you didn't keep practicing, right? And I'm sure that you weren't all born with natural talent to be black belts, right? And I'm sure that you can always get better by continuing to practice. Well, marketing is exactly the same way. So when I hear people say that I boosted that post, but I got no results, and blah, 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 and it doesn't work, and it's a waste of money, and blah, 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 and, so on and so forth, that's nonsense, okay? What it means is you don't know enough to make it work, right? So you need to learn, and you need to tweak what you're doing, and you need to keep on trying, and you don't keep on making the same mistakes. You look to learn, right? There's plenty of information out there with Google searches, YouTube searches. There's coaching. There's the Martial Arts Association of America available to help you out as well. All right? There's a whole bunch of different platforms available to help you understand how to market. Okay? So you have absolutely no excuse not to do it. And here's the thing. Marketing is the lifeblood of your business, okay? So you may have financial situations that prevent you from spending money on marketing, but if you don't spend the money to market, you're just going to continue to have financial problems. So set a budget, okay? It may not be a big budget to start off with, okay? If you're a bigger school, then it might be a bigger budget, okay? But the key is to set a budget, learn what you're doing. I'm going to stop over here because this guy is taking a picture of his family, so we'll walk across over here. But basically set that budget, start marketing, start learning, become a sponge. Okay, listen to my videos, listen to other videos. Okay, do your research, send instant messages to me. I'll answer your questions. I got no problem with that. Okay, but the key is to learn and keep on marketing and keep on pushing and not stopping and building up your war chest of what you're going to put into marketing, okay? When I speak to a lot of people, they're more concerned about buying a case of water from Costco because they ran out and they need to get $1 for a bottle of water so that they can offset the cost of their rent. These are recipes for failure, okay? The water is not that important, okay? I'd rather you take the $10 or $20 for the case of water and put it on a Facebook advertisement. Okay, makes more sense because that's more likely to generate revenue in the long term. And we're not talking about $1 for a bottle of water. We're talking about serious revenue. Okay, if you're charging $100 or $200 or more per month for a member, I mean, come on, think this through, guys. Right? So that's my tip for the day. Enjoy the beautiful beach. I'm going to sign off in about a second. Wanted to give you this view while we were talking, and I hope it was helpful. David, I'm glad you're learning. That's cool. Excellent. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, you can always private message me, post on the pages, and I really appreciate if you share this post with everybody so that we can get the word out on how to get everybody trained. Yeah, it's marketing is applicable in all industries. Absolutely. It really is. And I hope everybody's enjoying the view, guys, and it was really a super pleasure talking to you all. I'll be posting more videos to try to be helpful, and it'll be a lot more granular. All right, we'll get into stuff that's a little bit more in depth, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a broader overview and set the groundwork for more specific stuff that we'll talk about as we go along. All right, so everybody have a great day from Fort Lauderdale, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.